How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. You may have already read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So today I'm going to share with you 7 brand new habits of highly effective people. The way I got these ideas is really just based on self-reflection, where I actually work a full-time job and I actually produce one YouTube video every single day. Now sometimes I might even go on a weekend trip that's 2 to 4 days long, and other times I might actually be gone for a whole week, and yet I am still able to do one video a day. This is just really due to effective planning, and sometimes I might even do 2 videos in one night in preparation for the vacation days that I might be taking in the future. So now let me share with you the 7 new habits of highly effective people. The first one is whenever you eat a meal, try to eat 50 to 75% full only. Now this is really hard for me to do myself as well, because most of the time when I sit down for a meal, I want to be full. I don't want to just eat a little bit because then I would feel like unsatisfied. Well, sometimes my urge to get something done, it's bigger than my appetite. So then I would actually force myself to not eat that much. The reason for this might be completely obvious, but the main goal here is to not get food coma. If I eat 75% or less, basically I can work at full speed really quickly after eating a meal. Therefore, I'm not wasting any time. In contrast, if I eat at 100%, I might be like really lazy for the next hour, hour and a half, or even 2 hours. So this is the time wasted where I just have to lounge around and go, oh, I'm too full, and like watch TV or something. And this is a lot of wasted time. So forcing yourself to eat a little bit less does take a little bit of willpower, but you don't have to think of it as completely not eating it. You're just delaying eating the rest of this 25% until a little later. You can very well just eat half right now, do your business where you have a lot of busy things to do so you don't get tired, and then after you finish something, eat the other half. Then you can just keep on going on without getting food coma. The second thing you can do to be highly effective is to actually have a 5-year plan. Most people do not have a 5-year plan of what they see themselves becoming. The important thing here is to just envision yourself. It can be quite grand if you want. The important thing is to not wait until you're ready. Oh, maybe if you're overweight, oh, I'm gonna wait until I slim down until you start something. You really need to have the plan now and start executing it today. Even if it's a tiny thing that you're doing, like maybe you want to get an email address for a business or something, or maybe you want to research how to start a business. If you do just a few minutes a day, you're going to get there. This is actually the third item. No matter what, do not do nothing, because the first day it will be do nothing, and then you go, oh, I missed one day, let me miss another day and do nothing. And before you know it, will be a full year of doing nothing, and before you know it, will be 10 years of doing nothing. Just promise yourself that no matter what, do not do nothing every single day. Make sure you do 1 minute even. 1 minute is enough towards your goal, and you're eventually going to get there. The importance of this is that yes, even 1 minute is not that much, but once you get into the habit, you're gonna go, oh yeah, I started this. The hardest part is starting the process of doing whatever you want to do towards your goal. Once you start this, you're gonna go, oh yeah, this is not so hard. And the next day you might go, oh, I can do 2 to 5 minutes. And then the day after that, or maybe a week after that, you get so comfortable with it that you can maybe do half an hour or 60 minutes towards your goals. The fourth thing is to always remain positive, but within reason. You don't want to be so optimistic that you think you cannot fail and everything will be just fine. However, you also don't want to be on the other side of the spectrum where you're just your own naysayer, where you think you cannot do anything. The important thing here is, of course, to have realistic goals and just try to do it. The most important thing is to try. The fifth habit of highly effective people is that you need to have a worthy reason towards your goal. Whatever goal you're reaching for example, early retirement, maybe you're doing it for your family, etc. It's important to know what that goal is. No matter what it is, you really need to have a goal to work towards, because if you do not have a driver to get you there. The sixth item is that you need to be very wary of the time sinks in your life. If you run a business, you may have some clients that are extremely high maintenance and they require a lot of your time, and yet they bring in very little revenue, or maybe not at all. So you really have to have an eye for this type of client, because if one single client takes up half your time and it's only bringing in 1% of your revenue, then you must know that this is not really good effective use of your time. At some point, you might actually have to refuse service to these type of clients because you have a lot of other clients lined up that are more reasonable usage of your time. If you don't run a business, there's also a personal time equivalent of this, where you need to kill off excessive usage of your time. For example, excessive watching of TV or excessive hanging out with friends. These two things could be a huge time sink, because if you just plop down on your couch and watch TV for the rest of the night, well, you're not going to do anything else. If you always hang out with friends every single night of the week, well, yeah, you can also not do anything else other than just hang out with friends. So when I say excessive, if you want to do something better with your time, if you want to, of course, then you really have to limit these excessive usage of time and possibly trim those down so that you can do something that you want to do. The seventh thing that you can do to be highly effective, of course, is to optimize your time. Every person may have a lot of different tasks that they need to complete. The idea here is to optimize your time and pick the ones that are most worth your time. You do this by estimating the time it takes for each task and also the reward associated with it. Of course, the things with the most reward and the least amount of time you want to prioritize. Sometimes there will be things that are not very rewarding and yet it will take time as well. These tasks are also important. It's sort of like an investing in your future. So you really also need to put a little bit of time in those tasks as well. Also remember to not get carried away with your to-do list, because you might just cross them off and you go, yeah, I'm on a roll, and then you just keep on adding stuff to your to-do list. You'll find out that your to-do list never ever ends. It's just gonna keep on going and you're gonna have more and more stuff to do on it. The idea here to cut down on the to-do list is sometimes you can just decide not to do that item. There may be certain reasons why you don't want to do it, or maybe it's not worth your time. You could possibly do one task and make a lot of different tasks irrelevant. Lastly, don't forget, if you want to save time on doing individual tasks, always look for ways to automate that task. I hope you enjoyed these 7 tips on how to be more effective. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below. Let me know if you use some of these tips and tricks already. If you're interested in supporting my channel, you can try out Audible free for 30 days. And if you don't like the service or the book, you can cancel it and you will not owe a thing. In fact, you can get this Audible service and get that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People book, effectively getting this audiobook for free, and you can help benefit this channel as well. I also have a 30-day free trial for Gamefly down below, where it's kind of like a Netflix for video games. You can borrow a game if you're interested in trying out some game. And if you don't like the game, you can cancel it before the trial period expires and you will not owe a thing. I also have a Patreon over here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.